Hello everybody. In this video we are going to follow up and now do the sign-in method for Google authentication. I will show you actually how it works and how simple it is. So let's get started. As we can see, we are in the authentication piece of the Firefox console and we have the two users there. The one that we created and the fake one just to test in there. I already fixed the email. So to start we need to go to sign-in methods. And those are all the sign-in methods that we can enable in the application. And the one that we're going to enable is going to be Google. So project facing name is going to call Super Awesome App. Because Google requires like an email, you need to select your email account. And we save it. Now, let's go to the documentation and let's change this one to Google Sign In. For Google Sign In, we need to create a specific flow and it's similar the authentication flow that we explained in a previous video. In this case, we're going to call a provider. And that provider will add some scopes depending what we actually need to be specified. And we can actually define the language. We are not doing that section. And then signing will pop up and we send it to the provider. And that's it. They will actually return the access token and the user through the result. So the flow is really similar, with the difference that we need to just set up a provider at the beginning. And that provider has some extra documentation in there. We can have different scopes. And let's actually work for those. Let me see. Where's the authentication one? Well, I don't find it right now, but we actually need two different scopes. That's going to be the email scope and the profile scope. We want to be able to get the permission to see the email and the permission to get the profile of the information, and the profile we need it because we are going to get the photo URL. So Firebase authentication scopes. With the access approval, okay. We look for email. Profile emails, that's one of the parts. And there is a bunch of scopes that we can actually utilize depending the case. But because there are actually too many, I will show you the one that we actually require. So let's get started. We have the console, the Google enable, and let's start using the script. So for that, we're going back to our editor. We're going to the store, and before we start it over here, we're going to create two new functions. One of them is going to be register with Google. Going to be asynchronous, and let's do it like an empty one for now. And we have another one called cons login with Google asynchronous, and let's leave it empty for now. Actually, this is, we need to put the fat arrow there. Perfect. So for starting, let's actually work with the register one. And for the register one, the documentation says that we need to work to create a provider. Here gave the bar provider as a variable, but we know that it's going to be better to actually have a constant. So we can actually define const provider equal new Firebase authorization Google authorization provider. That's it. And then the provider we require provider add scope when we register the user, and we will say profile provider add scope, and we're going to get the email too. After that, we just added the different scopes that we need to have, and we are going to skip the language section, and we just need to sign out with a pop-up, and we'll send it the provider that we just declared before. So in this case, it's going to be const sign up equal await Firebase authentication, sign up with pop-up, and we set the provider. And as always, we need to verify if that sign up returned with the user. If it's returned with the user, which pretty much we need to do the login. And for that section, we can actually go to the sign up register. Oh, sorry, because we are doing the function, let's do actually, it's going to be better. Return the sign up user or no. And that's it. And we're going to be called this, we will create a new action, and that action is going to be called, we have the action for login, we have the action for logout, and the action for sign up. After sign up, let's create another action called, it's going to be asynchronous. We call sign up with Google, and we are going to send the context. And we'll say const new user equal register with Google. And actually we need to wait for that. So we are saying my action. Oh, what is this here? Oh, wait, there you go. So we are going to go to register with Google. We assign that element to a new user, and we say if new user exists, actually let's do the if statement, probably going to be better for this case. If just new user exists, we are going to pretty much dispatch the login with the user. If not, we're going to dispatch an error with Google registration. And we can save this. Perfect. Now that we have it like that, let me copy the action name. I'm inside the Vuex in the action section. And let's go to the register. Let's create the V method. And we'll call this one sign up with Google. Well, it's going to be pretty much as we had it here. Let me check. Let's actually do this dot store dot dispatch, I believe. Yes. And we're going to do an action. We're going to store dispatch, and the actions are going to do is sign up with Google. Oh, I already have my methods. Sorry for this. So you just need to get this one, then remove my methods, and after sign up, I have the sign up with Google. Perfect. We can have only one method. So we have a sign up and sign up with Google. And after we sign up with Google, pretty much we can, you know what? This push, let's remove it from here. So we sign up traditional or sign up with Google, and we can actually do in the store, when we do the login section, everybody goes through the login. Where is my login action? There you go. We have already the router push. Perfect. Let's leave it like that. So what this means is we can actually go to register, and I create sign up with Google. Oh, it didn't take it. Let's refresh it. Oh, it didn't take it because we didn't give the order to the bottom to actually action the method. Let's do that. So the method called sign up with Google. We already have in my methods that will dispatch my sign up with Google action, but now we need to type up the Google button. Here we go. We're going to be that button is going to be at click. Is going to be doing something. What we're going to be doing is sign up with Google. So we'll say run this method whenever we click my Google button. So we click it. Let me just put this in the screen, and we have this pop up. So you say my super awesome app want to have access to my account. So let me log in. And welcome Rodolfo Roman, and give me my Gmail account. That's simple. That's easy as how we can actually establish that. If we see the state, we see that the object is here. We have the display name, and we have the email, and everything is working what it's supposed to. Perfect. So let's log out, and now let's make it available signing with Google. Before we continue, in our Firefox console, we go to the users, we see that I have a new user. That's my Gmail account that came up through the Google provider. And this way you can actually have several type of authentication methods, and you can define when a user came with which specific method in Firebase. That was this easy. So this is the sign-in method. And actually it's exactly the same for the login. They're not registered with Google. So the sign-in with method will create that user because you give it the permissions to the application itself. So we can actually we can go to the store. Let's remove login with Google. Let's actually call this one, instead of register with Google, let's actually call it login with Google. No, let's keep it register. And we don't need the login because it will handle both scenarios. So now that we have that, we can actually just copy over the method in my login page, add it to the method, but instead of sign out, let's put login, and it will kick off the same action that the register does. And then for the bottom, we're going to say add click, going to execute login with Google, and that's it. If we're going back to application and signing with Google, it let me in directly because it detects me that I'm already a user. So let me log out. Try again. Oh, something's happening. We get authenticated, log out. There you go. We can see that the user get null. We log in, and my user is already populated. Perfect. And the same way, we can actually go to the console. We can delete the user. And if we try again, it just let us in because we already authorized the application to have access. And that action will just create a user again. So this is for everything. Let's actually, as we need always to say, stage everything, commit, sign in, and register with Google, and we commit it, and then we just need to push it. So this is everything for today. Happy coding, everybody.